Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we discuss everything relationships and love. I'm your host, Franca. Tonight on the show, we will be discussing balancing work with family life. And with me on the show today is Michelle. We're flying solo today, me and Michelle. She's not you can tell she's not comfortable. She's used to having Tommy around. And Jacinta is joining us via Zoom. Jacinta, how are you?
Hi, dear.
Oh, you're looking
How are you?
nice. Jacinta, see, next time you're going, I go follow you. See how you're looking refreshed and relaxed and looking, you
I know,
look really
right?
nice. Yeah.
Thank
How
you,
are you?
dear.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm
How's the
very
weather?
well.
How's the weather?
The weather is fine. It's still very cold, but I'm getting used to it now.
Because I see you're not dressing too warm.
I know, right? When I first
Mm-hmm.
came, I was like, "Oh, it's so cold. I'm dressing so warm," but now I'm easing
Okay.
into it. So
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay.
I can wear a bit of, well, the heater is on, of course.
Okay. So today we decided last day we've been discussing parenting. So we're discussing today how to balance work and family life. And I think it's something everybody's
Okay.
struggling with, you know. But before we get into the conversation, please note that you can call us on our number 07081 or 07025007749, or you can send us a message via our WhatsApp number that's 081 Also, remember to please share our link to people who you think need to be part of the show. They can watch or they need to hear what we have to say. So share the link so they can watch and also call in to join the conversation. So before we get into the conversation, let's quickly go on a break and we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Heartlines will be right back. Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
Okay, please note that you can watch us on DSTV on Plus TV, that's channel 408, and on Star Times 308, and Go TV, Out2 TV, Out TV, sorry. So in case you don't want to go to YouTube, you can watch us on any of the um, mobile, they're on the channel, what's it called, DSTV devices. Yeah. Okay, so Michelle, what do you think about this conversation?
Um,
Because you're working now and you're getting married very soon. I'm praying for you to get married very soon.
mhm.
I'm praying that you get married. I will do a one bed this year. But how do you think? Are you worried about balancing, based on all the conversations we've had this week about balancing trade
Work and
parenting with all the things happening, regarding parenting, and then you work? So is this something that you're bothered about? That okay, how do I navigate? How will I navigate this?
not really, to be honest.
Okay.
And for me, balancing your work life, parenting, and also your relationship with your spouse is a two-way street.
Okay.
It's for me, there has to be effort on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
One person can be putting in the effort, and then another person, is just relaxed and not so much committed. Relationships are two-way streets. So is balancing parenting, working, and your relationship with your spouse, so to speak. It's if you have a spouse, for me, that's ready to compromise and make sacrifices and meet you halfway, I think it's easier that way.
I bet to disagree, but let Jacinta say something. Jacinta, what do you have to
Okay.
say about this?
So work-life balance,
Yeah,
like
work-life balance.
that's it's more like that's the new word around. Let's say for the past few years now, it's
Mm-hmm.
been everyone's been throwing it around, and I'd say that work-life balance. There's really no such thing as work-life balance. To be honest,
Hmm.
that's what
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Okay.
What I think that people are trying to say, I think they're just coining that word just to make a point or to bring something into. into the conversation, meaning that the idea is to have some sort of easing through private life and work life, more like blending.
Yeah.
So they're saying, how much time do you give to your work life and how much time do you give to your personal life? And this whole idea is more like a lot of people are lacking when it comes to their personal life, obviously their family life, their parenting life. So they're lacking in that aspect while they're giving all their time to
work.
their work. So people are saying, okay, so try to regulate it. See that you're not just tilting to just one side. But I'll say that people have not decided to say or maybe think that work-life balance is more like work from Monday to Friday, then on Saturday and Sunday you get to leave. And that's where the yeah. So they're saying Monday to Friday, work, 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 then don't work on weekends. That's another ideology. That's another angle. But I'd say that all of that, it doesn't make any sense. Work-life balance, there shouldn't be anything like work-life balance. That's what I think. I think that as you work every day, because first of all, your work should be your life. Don't work or don't do anything that is not your life. So what I would say is work and still put your family or your spouse or whatever else, your personal life into your work, meaning that while you work, you can still have time for your family. It's all about delegating. It's all about intentionality. It's all about putting things, prioritizing. So
Yeah,
that's what I would contribute for now.
Yeah, setting time aside for certain things. Yeah, being part of the things that happen at home.
Yeah, I agree. Because you know how I usually say that you can never be too busy for things you make priority for.
Okay, so again, because you don't have control over certain things, because there are times that it could really be overwhelming. Work can really be overwhelming, and we are humans. You understand? So, at some point, you don't even want to be in a certain space.
But you find
But
yourself.
because you have a family, you need to be there. They don't want. You don't want them to say, oh, he's not there. So you struggle. Sometimes you struggle to be that person, because even as individuals, as friends, there are times I don't even want to be. I just want to be by myself.
Yeah, you just want to have.
I just want to have my own time.
Be in your space.
Even with my female friends, my friends, I just want to have my own space, be in my space. But then people just think that because you're married, you shouldn't have your me time.
No, but that's wrong.
But that's the thing. So as I get that, family, so it's about balancing work and family time. Sometimes your kids can just go and bond. Sometimes it doesn't have to be everybody. It can just be you and your wife. Sometimes it can just be you and the kids. Do you understand? It doesn't have to be, it just has to be something that works. Because the truth is that because of this whole balancing thing, I've seen people force it. Do you understand? They force it, and you find out that they go on these holidays and they're frustrated when they get back.
Yes. Because truly never rested. They truly never had
it's not
their
even rested.
Time for themselves.
They're not even in that place.
Yeah.
So everybody says, oh, everybody's going for vacation. We should go. Then you go on vacation.
And you come back more miserable.
Yes, now because you go on vacation, the wife is dealing with the kids. You are still working, but you say you're on vacation. And that the wife comes back and say, you didn't have my time all through the whole, things like that. So I feel that they still haven't gotten it right. And then you don't really need to set time aside for these things.
Okay.
On a Wednesday, you go to work.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yes, you don't have to say, oh, I will work for 6 months, then after 6 months, I will go. In that 6 months, trust me, it doesn't have to be anything fantastic.
Yeah.
Trust me, you can be working like every day, like Mondays to Friday, and on a Wednesday, you call your wife to say, hey, babes, are you there? Let's chill somewhere.
Yeah.
That's
I
part
agree.
of it.
Yeah, I totally agree to that.
On Friday, you're saying, see, I don't want to come back to that house. Let's go and sleep somewhere.
Yeah.
It's better than that holiday you're going for after 6 months.
Yeah, it's the little things, and for me, it's the unplanned things that actually turn out to be the best.
Exactly.
Yes, I totally agree to that. Some other people have, some other couples have this thing where they have date nights, they have movie nights. So, some couples are like, okay, every Wednesday it's our date night.
But you see,
whether
it
we have
becomes like a
kids.
routine and it becomes boring.
Yes, that's why I said I agree to the fact whereby
It should be spontaneous.
spontaneity
Yeah.
is actually something that actually spices up
A relationship.
a relationship. Yes, I agree. You can just wake up.
And if I can, sorry to add, yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to just like parenting, like the family and work-life balance, so I'd say that when you have children, yeah, and you work a lot, it's not the amount of time that you spend with your kids
The
that
quality
matter.
of time.
So I'd say quality over quantity in the sense that even if you spend just 30 minutes with your child, maybe in a day, it could be better than someone who spends 5 hours with your children, because
Yeah.
being with your kids does not mean that you're spending time with them, because they might be with you and you're not with them, or
True.
vice versa. So
Yeah.
I'd say that quality over quantity. So even if it's just that 30 minutes you have, or that 20 minutes a day, try to obviously spend that quality time by active listening to the kids and making sure that that you're present. Not being there and then you have your phone with you, or you're still on your laptop, or you're talking to someone else. So
When
that's
your
what I would
attention
say. I
is
would say that
divided.
So I was speaking to
yes.
someone. I was speaking to someone, and he was like, "You know what? You see, sometimes the time you spend in your bedroom having a conversation, even if it's for 30 minutes, do you understand that it's very important in the sense that the quality of what you guys are discussing
Yeah.
is very important. And then I think a lot of couples just feel that, some things, there's some conversations you want to have, like how was sex? Do you understand? Those kind of things. Tell me what I should do. In fact, he says that after sex, he's always asking the wife, I know say I did try, but tell me. He say, I know say I did try, but I can't, I did try, but
Yeah.
Trust
I'm
me.
sure there's something when I know they do right.
be
When you go,
one-
we say I know they do.
I'll be so shy to have that conversation. I kid you not.
But you see,
I'll
are you
be
seeing Jacinta?
so shy.
Why would you
to
be
ha-
shy to have that
Oh,
kind of
no.
conversation?
I'll be so shy to have that.
No, but
I
the thing
kid
is,
you
I
not.
will not be shy.
Jessica, I'm not saying.
So-
I'm speaking personally.
So
I will be so shy. In fact,
but guess what? It's about what you want.
I can hide under the bed.
So
Honestly.
see, you say you're shy. The guy went say, so imagine the guy that is asking the wife, what should I have done better? If the guy comes say,
He's bold.
he's
That
bold,
takes a lot of
yes, he's
confidence.
bold, a lot of confidence. Because if the wife has said,
No,
honestly,
You think he's the right spot.
you're not really the right spot.
no, but I think Michelle, I think over
He will
time.
never have that conversation again.
Now lie you, this person is
No,
very
I think
stubborn.
over time, Michelle. I think over time, if you're with that guy, you won't be shy anymore, because
Jacinta,
this
it
is
will
something
be-
that he would
it is-
ask you
it will
over and over
be-
again,
it
and then
will
at
be
some point you
hard.
start saying, even if it's just a little bit.
No, but
once in
guess
a
what? He
while, you
doesn't
see,
even have
then
to
I
answer.
think
Say,
over time
so
he'll
you
say
can even
something.
say, sorry, Jacinta, you can even say, what happened today? The energy was different, oh.
Do you know, I know somebody, I have a female friend, right? And she keeps on telling me that her partner, she's married, her husband likes to talk during sex. And she's like, she cannot understand.
You cannot understand. You go use pillow, close the mouth.
Like, every time they are having sex, he's always asking, do you like it?
What am I
Do you-
doing?
What am I? And
Baby,
she's
call
like,
my name.
and she's like, during sex, why are you
Guys,
Are
I'm
we
a
having a
child, please. I'm a
conversation?
child. I'm a child.
Can you hear
Sorry.
Jessica?
In the highway.
Like, honestly, do you know that I
I'm a
told her, I said,
child.
that could never be me, because it will just end right there. As in, because I wouldn't know why you having
okay,
a
so
conversation.
See the way we're having this conversation now and we're laughing. So imagine having this conversation in your bedroom with your guy. You won't laugh. Why?
And we will say, I'll be mute.
Jacinta, what of you?
Come
I'm
on now,
so
obviously
shy.
speak.
Jacinta, you said
I
what?
will.
What did you say?
I'll obviously speak. Of course, I will contribute, and I'll tell him what I like and what I don't like. Definitely.
Do you know when I can actually have such conversations? Yeah. Maybe, definitely not right after sex. Maybe, some other time, maybe when we're talking about something and we're like, maybe we're intentional about talking about our sex life. Yeah, I think that's a different case. But to maybe my husband sits me down and says, babe, you know what? I want to talk to you about. It can
No. Sit you down
Michelle, you're
after.
even going all the way to your
After.
husband. What about your boyfriend? You haven't gone past boyfriend. You're going to husband.
We will go past boyfriend. Don't worry. We will
So,
go past boyfriend
you
very
know,
soon.
so, but
But
Yeah.
so my point is, this kind of conversations are things that you want to have, and then you don't have to get out of your house to have these conversations, and they just make you. So, the way I see Michelle, imagine if it happens to you, the whole of the next day, you'll be like,
God, I also think.
no, you would think, but you're going to be like, okay, I need to counter this guy's attitude. Do you understand? What should you do? But guess what? For some people, it would actually spice things up. She would now go, okay, so it might even make you start researching.
That tells you.
Exactly the things you want to experience. Jacinta, am I lying? No,
Of course,
if you
that's what
don't
I'm
know,
saying. It will
yes,
open
if
her
you
up
don't
to
know,
trying
it
to
will open you
explore,
up to
or
certain
even
things.
more of self-awareness when it comes to her sexual desires and all of that. Because he's asking now,
Don't
so there's
use
no how
her.
you
Don't
wouldn't
use
then
her.
state to
He
yourself
said,
what
Don't use her.
he said,
exactly.
don't use her.
Use somebody else. Don't use her.
I see this kind of
Okay,
people.
let's
And
go
then,
back to guys. Let's go back to parenting. We're moving to
We're not
sex.
okay, no,
talking about
it's not
parenting.
about
It's
parenting,
not about
honestly.
just.
So it's about balancing life and family life. And guess what? It's about your wife as well.
You have
Because
to balance
True.
your like Jacinta said, there's really nothing like balancing work and this thing. I think
Yeah.
really it's just more about priorities.
which is what we're talking
Yes.
about right
Yeah,
now.
you set your priorities right in everything: work, family, your kids, because as a wife you still have to make out time to spend time with your husband, have that time where you guys bond. You still have to create time to bond with your kids. You still have to prioritize your work. So it just needs, you still even have to prioritize your sex life. I'm not married yet, but I hear most of the time that after you're married for some years, I don't know how true is that, if you really don't put so much into like your sex life and all of that, sometimes it just
Just
dies off for some people. So you see, all of these things, for me, you have to be very intentional about it. So it's the level of your intentionality towards these things that actually spice up your marriage, spice up your relationship, and then maybe majorly just prioritize. To be honest, priority is everything.
So honestly, so balancing life and work is, to me, touching every area.
Yes,
Because if you're a good father and you're not a good husband,
you're not balanced.
you're not balanced.
Not at all.
If you're a good husband and father and
Your office,
you don't have a good career,
yeah, not
or you're not doing well
balanced.
at work, you're not balanced. So that's why I say it has to be a bit of everything.
Yeah.
It has to be a bit of everything. Everybody has to be happy in that space. And these things we're discussing, you see, I don't think we can overemphasize how much sex is important in every relationship. You can't even take it out because it's a big deal. And it's a lot of that I think is a reason why a lot of, they don't say it, but it's one of the major reasons why, is it not sex men go to look for outside?
If I can add,
Yeah.
Franca, I'll add that they say that the quality of the children determines or matters. The quality of the children's life, how happy they will be or they will not be, is how happy their mother is or how satisfied the mother is.
Yes.
And it has to be with, and there's no woman who will be happy or satisfied in her home who's not having good sex, who's not having great sex. So it still trickles down from what you have just said.
Okay,
When
what
she's
about the
having
women that
good sex,
really are not into sex?
What's the meaning of women that are not? Let me
Let
tell
me
you, when
give-
you hear women as they say they are not into sex, it's because the husbands don't perform well.
No, I have a friend that got married a few years ago,
Uh-huh.
and all of a sudden, her sex drive just died.
That's what we're saying. Something caused it.
I don't know what caused it.
Jacinta,
yeah, because
sex
there's
therapy.
because every action,
There's an
for every
opposite.
how does it
There's
yeah,
for every
for every
action, there's an
post,
opposite and equal reaction.
I know people who became
yeah,
sex
more like kids. So
therapists
for anything
because
to happen, something must have happened for her to feel that way.
Yes.
Definitely.
She's not like her. She didn't. She wasn't just sexually attracted to her husband anymore. Before they got married, their sex life was great. At the moment she got married, she
Something
wasn't
must have
just
happened.
attracted to her husband
something
anymore.
must have happened.
The only time they wanted to have sex, so they wanted to start having babies. And from what she was saying to me, it's more like she was enduring him during that time.
That's what we're saying. Something happened.
So honestly, I don't know.
So I've heard people who say that the whole process is traumatizing for them because it's just plug and play.
There's no foreplay. There's no nothing.
So all of that and all. So but back to what Jacinta said, to say that when she said if the mother is happy, the level of the mother's happiness is shown on the children. Because if the mother, you see, the women, I think the mothers pass a lot to their kids because they kind of spend a lot of time.
More time, yeah.
So her mood, the lady's mood will determine how she explains or understands things that happen. So if the father is nagging and she's in a good mood, she'll give an excuse for the man.
Yeah.
Because she's in a good mood and she's in a good place with her husband.
Mm-hmm.
If the man is not providing, but because she's happy, she'll be like, oh, this is just a phase. There will always be something.
This thing you said just remind me of what David put on his status.
Okay.
Happy wife, happy life. Like, he bought a bag for himself and bought a bag for his wife, and he just goes, happy wife, happy life. And it's actually the truth, because if the woman is happy, your home is, your house would actually be happy.
But happy is relative, though. Happy is now.
And let me add as well. If you listen to a lot of men who are workaholic, and they ask them all the time, how have you stayed married for the past 20 years, 18 years? They'll always say, it's my wife. They'll always say that I couldn't have done it if not because of my wife.
Yeah.
Like she was supportive of me. She's always there for me. She always just handles everything. And it's okay if I'm not there. She gives excuses for me, So you always hear men say that.
But can I ask a question? Jacinta, I want to ask a question. The men who say that, are their wives really happy?
No, you know what? Like you just said, happiness is relative.
Okay.
Your happiness and my happiness are not the same. It can never be the same because what you're looking for in life and what I am looking for in life are totally different.
Okay.
The problem is that a lot of people follow what society say as what happy is supposed to be.
Okay.
That's the problem with people. They like to follow what, the trend of what happiness should look like. And that's the issue. And the thing is, they don't find themselves enough to say, even if what would make me happy, people will frown at it. I don't mind. I'll still, take that route.
Yeah.
They don't do it. So you see most of the time they're all over the place. They don't know what to do. So back to, you saying, are they happy? Yes, she might be happy with her workaholic husband. Some women want their husband to go and work and don't come home. Some women love staying by themselves and just the kids alone and want their husbands to come, back in the weekend or even live overseas and work there and come in maybe 3 months, every quarter. You know what I mean? Or every year. She's happy with that. She's fine with that. Some women can't cope.
I've met a client that he and his wife stay in different houses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So some they are happy being in an open relationship and the marriage is...
Fun fact, they're not in an open relationship. They are happily married.
Okay.
The wife is in a different house. The husband is in another house. But guess what? He only eats her food. He doesn't eat out. He doesn't like... He wakes up in the morning, leaves his house, goes to her house to have breakfast, goes to the office. She brings lunch for him. He's close to his kids. They're married. I don't get how.
But that's what works for them.
Yes, it was just like the lady that came on Instagram. I don't know if whoever saw that post where she and her husband live in totally different cities.
The lady in America.
Yes, the lady in America. They live in totally different cities.
And she said she's the best wife.
Yes, and they've been married for over 20 years. They have kids.
They have different lives.
She comes 2 weeks, so they are on 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and
she said, guess what? When I'm with him
yes.
fully.
And she likes the fact that she's able to miss him. And I said that. I was saying that to someone. I said, when I do get married, I can just, when my kids are on holiday, and I do have kids, when my kids are on holiday, or even when I do not have kids, I can pick up my bags and travel, just go and be on my own. Let my husband let him have his time and all of that to miss me. Because we're going to see each other every day. And Ayo. I saw Ayo post on Instagram. She just packed up her stuff and went one day. She said she needed to, recycle, reboot. And she put herself in a hotel and she stayed there. She left her husband and her kid. So everybody needs that,
That's me time.
Yes, that me time. I'm one of those women that will leave you. I will carry my kids and go on a vacation.
I will leave you.
Yeah. it's not bad, because then you tend to miss me.
Mm-hmm.
That it brings
Yeah.
back that spice of wanting you. You see, being scarce reduces familiarity.
Not all the time, though, but
Okay, sometimes.
okay. Let's quickly go on a break. When we come back, we'll finish this one.
Stay tuned. Heartlines would be right back.
Nigeria, by extension Africa, battles a growing youthful population and with little or no meaningful engagement leaves a ticking time bomb on our hands. We are a blessed continent with great wealth, both in people and material. Our focus on ways remains driving conversations that affects us all. Topics in the news, social concerns, politics, leadership, governance, empowerment, resource management, conflict management, finance, SME sustainability, technological innovation, food security, health, education, brain drain, our well-being, citizenship, and much more. Our goal is to continuously drive these conversations, keep them burning at the table to effect a positive change, both for our nation and continent. Ways, what are you saying, has a secret ingredient that completes the conversation every single episode, and that ingredient is you. Our past conversations shaped our yesterday. To shape our tomorrow, we must keep talking. So, I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays through Fridays. And let's all have our say.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
So we're still discussing balancing life and balancing work and work life. Please, our phone lines are still open, so you can call in via our number 070-2500-7749 or 070-1424-2420 to join on the conversation. Okay, so Michelle, sorry, before we went on the break, I cut you short. I cut you off.
Where were we?
Discussing balancing work life and
Where I was saying that I would. Okay, where I made
where
the
you just go
statement.
off that you would just
Yeah,
work. Yeah,
that,
you pack a bag and leave.
Yeah, I would, because we have the rest of our lives to spend together. You get to see me every day, and so I'm the kind of person that I don't think I can. Let me speak pidgin English. I don't think I can ever see my husband finish. I'm serious.
Okay.
No, I'm just. That's what I said. I don't think. I didn't say I can never, because for me, it's like my feelings are new every morning. I'm serious. It's just. It's just. No,
See,
it's
Jacinta, it's like the way I love you. Eh? The way I love you is the way I know you. I knew she was going to do. I knew she
No,
was going
but,
to do.
but why? I'm just, like I said, I'm just saying. It's just how it is for me.
Yeah, I love a girl.
It's just how it is for me. So it's like tend to fall in love over and over every day.
Oh, nice.
That's why I said I don't really think there's any. I don't think I can. I've not gotten to that point yet whereby I'm saying that okay, there's going to be like so much.
So in all your relationship, what has been the longest one? How many years?
5 years,
Okay.
and the status quo in 5 years has been the same.
Oh, nice.
It's like it's never dropped for me. It's when it comes afresh when I wake up. It renews
Oh,
every
God, beautiful.
morning.
Jacinta, don't you want to be in this love story?
Oh my goodness gracious! So for me, that's just how it is. But yeah, I like and even just being in a relationship, I go to work, I work, and all of that, because we stayed together for a while, like for like 3 years, and we're not married, but I kind of had a feel of what it is to be in the same space with
So,
a
as
man.
much as I agree with you, but I don't know why I think that dating is completely different from marriage.
Yeah, that's why I said that we're not married, but we were coexisting,
So you see,
cohabiting.
if in your head, trust me, if the married people, those married couples know that the marriage they're in, they can get angry, pack their bag and go to their own house. Do you understand? They won't quarrel.
Say that again.
If couples, you understand,
Mhm.
know that they can pick up a bag when there are issues in the house and go to their own homes, trust me, you won't have issues in marriages.
Back then, I didn't have that luxury
Okay?
of picking up my bags and going to my own home, so to speak.
But you were not
So
also forced to be in the relationship.
no, I was not forced to be in the relationship, so I was there.
But do you know that people in marriages that are in the marriage because of culture, ethical beliefs, what people will say?
Yeah, but I know
Okay,
most people are even there because they have kids
okay.
and they're like they don't want to you know, put their kids in awkward situations. And so, Jacinta, let me ask you a question, right?
Okay.
Is it right? Yes, I know that you can never quantify the love a mother has for her children or child. Now,
Mhm.
what do you say to women that give that statement that because of my children, I want to remain in this marriage?
Okay. I'm a believer of opinion and people choosing the path for themselves. And a lot of women cannot be as strong as I am or someone else. A lot of people see their life in different ways. And so if someone says that I'm going to be here because of my kids, it's a choice. And I'm a strong believer of choice. Even if it doesn't favor you, you have made that choice. So I would say that to such women, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to be there. It's your life at the end of the day, and it's your choice. So if that's how you want to go with it, then fine. To me,
Just make sure.
I wouldn't do that. Maybe that's why I'm still not married, because maybe these are the things that I have looked at, and I say to myself, I wouldn't stay. Why some people don't mind.
Oh my
You know,
God, Jacinta.
so I would say that it's perfect. It's great. They can do as much as they want to do. Life is a choice, and you should stick to your choices. Pick them as you want every single time. If tomorrow she says, Jacinta, I don't want to stay anymore, I want to leave this man, I don't care about my kids anymore, whatever,
I'll be
fine,
with you.
good.
That's fine.
You
Good.
must experience life. It's okay to experience life. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fair. That's fair because, I really never understood where somebody tells me that they want to be in a marriage because of.
So let's not you would experience and come back to us. Jacinta,
My experience will be good. My experience
so
will be
Jacinta,
good.
honestly, so do you think that there's people can do things differently when it comes to relationship with children, happiness? Because it's actually a bit it's overwhelming. That's the word.
Yes.
It's actually overwhelming. Being married, being a
Mm-hmm.
father, having to work and taking in quotes. You see why I say marriage is different? People just feel that because I'm married, there's this responsibility that comes with it. You can't make mistakes. You can't do certain things. So I would call
And
it very,
so as the guilt of being a parent as well, the guilt of being a parent too.
yeah. So I, I,
Yeah.
I think
When
that
you're a parent,
it's
the guilt that comes
okay.
with it.
Okay. So I
Yeah.
feel that it's overwhelming for some people because a lot of people did not go to school for this thing. So they didn't see certain things coming. And
Mm-hmm.
trust me when I say they're trying, because that's what they know, or that's how they know to do
Yeah.
it, how to do it. So is there something that we would say, it's okay not to be good or not to be perfect, but at least you understand there's a percentage that is acceptable? And just,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So what I would say is, first of all, it's okay to be who you are at that time when you're finding yourself.
Okay.
But I would say it's not okay if you don't want to improve on yourself.
Okay.
Especially if there are options, if you can actually find help or if you can seek advice and so much more. Like I was trying to say, when it comes to parenting, a lot of people, a lot of parents, they have this guilt. Most of them, when they're at work, especially women, I don't know about men, I can't speak for them, but I would say for women, because I'm a woman and I'm a mother. Sometimes when I'm working, I'm away from my child, I have this guilt, like I'm not being a good mom. Sometimes it weighs me down, thinking that, or sometimes you just be that maybe I'm not, I'm allowing him too much screen time or allow him, So you see, these things happen, it's just over time. But the issue is, if I start then thinking I should be like mommy Sarah or mommy Tom, then that's where the problem starts. That's when the issue comes into
Start to
play.
compare
So I
yourself.
would say that,
So when you start to compare yourself with other
thank
parents.
you. That's the problem, because I believe that for that point in time, what I know is what I can give. As long as my values, what I think is important to me, is being passed on at that particular time, that is all I can give. I can't give more than I can't give what I don't have.
Yeah.
But then I would say that as I keep growing, because kids, obviously, as the kids keep growing, we change our styles, our parenting styles, and so much more. Then I would say, okay, I then have to learn. Maybe there's an academy to go to, or there's a podcast to listen to become a better parent, and stop the guilt. So I'd say that it's okay for you to start from somewhere, because we definitely all start from somewhere. But then it's not okay if you just stick to those things that are not adding value or not
Yeah.
bringing you
And
the
you don't
best,
you
or
don't you don't
it's not
evolve.
looking as though it's good enough. Seek
Okay.
help, and again, delegate as much as you can. I don't know where or when the world started looking at super moms as people who do everything themselves. Like, you can't do everything yourselves. Sometimes, when you hear that, when people hear that you have a help in the house, they look at you like you're lazy, you're not a good mom, or you're leaving so much time to help them out with the nanny or whoever, the tutor. There's nothing wrong with delegating. You're working, of course, you have to delegate these things, and it's okay to delegate them, you know. So yeah, that's what I would say. I don't know if this answers your question,
Okay, yeah.
but
So I know a lot of women. So I'm not trying to make this about women because I've seen scenarios where the men are house men, not house husbands, sorry. You know. But I have a friend who was doing very well. Like many years ago, she was doing very well. She was trying to do, she was doing something and she was getting really paid well that time. And then she says that in fact, she came home one day and she saw her son turning towards you understand, was drawing closer to the maid than her. He was withdrawing from her, and turning towards the son. And she immediately she stopped the work. Oh. Do you understand? She stopped that because for her, she needed her kids, which a lot of women do, you know. And then this is balancing work and family life. A typical example. She felt, you know what? It's not, I need to be in my kids' life. And so she was intentional and she quit her job to raise her kids. You understand? Now she's working and she's doing well. Don't get me wrong, But but I think that's because she's a strong woman. Not everybody will quit and be able to come back. So in that scenario, Jacinta, what would you say?
yes, like I said, at that point in time, she saw a need to quit her job, and that's what we're talking about. That's the whole work-life balance kind of thing. You see, to her, she's seen something that is more important to her than her job, which
Yes.
is her child.
Our kids.
Yeah.
Not that yeah, kids not as close. There's no motherly attachment anymore to these children. And at that time, she saw the need to say, you know what? Okay, this job is not as important. It's not more important than my kids. So you know what? I'll leave you for a while and go back to I think, like I said, choice. It's important to make your choices in life, regardless of what the society is saying. Because I can bet you she might have had friends who would have maybe frowned at it, or her boss, even with her husband. But at that point in time, she didn't care if she, like you said, she's lucky she went back she got an opportunity to go back. A lot of women wouldn't get that opportunity again.
Yes.
That's
But
it.
guess what?
And then
But
guess what? They
they
regret
begin.
it again in the
Thank you.
future.
And begin to blame and come
Yeah.
back and blame that same
Thank
family.
you. And then blame the children for their loss and
Yeah.
for the things
Yes,
that they did
because
not
at
get.
that point they will be expecting the children to act in a certain way or their husband to give them
Thank you.
trophies
Because
and
they'll
all
say
that.
that I risked my life
I,
for
I,
you. I
I,
gave
I
up my life for
sacrificed my
you.
life for for
Thank
you guys, and you guys don't appreciate what I have done.
That's the problem. You see, the consequences in these choices that we make, can we live up to it when it's time?
Can we actually
Can
say,
we?
oh, take responsibility for your actions instead of blaming other people
Yes.
for a
So
decision
it's
you
not the
took on your
children that
own?
made you leave.
Oh
Not
no, I
the
totally
children. It was
agree.
your selfishness as well that made you leave your job for them. It was your selfish, it was your need, because there was a need. You wanted to be a mother. You wanted to cater to them, you wanted to nurture them. So it was your need.
At that
You were
point in time.
literally fueling your need at the time. So it's not your children that made you do that. You did that by yourself. So you don't
Yeah.
blame the kids. You
Yeah.
take responsibility for your actions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I've seen a lot of cases where you see the women, when they are giving their stories, they'll say, oh, I had to do this, I had to sacrifice,
Give up my
I
life
had
for
to
my
give up my
husband, for
life
my
for
children.
husband. And then what? And I tell them, I say, the minute you realize that nobody put a gun to your head to take that decision, you chose to be that person. Do you understand? But then again, I always say it's never too late to come back.
Of course.
Really, it is
I'm a
never
fan
too
of
late,
that.
because if you had it in you at that time, who says you can't be that same person? Your kids are grown right now, so what's stopping you from being that person that you want to be? You know, so I just feel that people should, I think in this part of the world, we just like to blame people for certain things.
I totally agree. Same way, children blame
Blame
their
their
parents.
parents. Oh,
when
yes.
their lives don't go,
When their lives don't go well,
a certain
way, they say,
and
oh,
they're
you were
like,
not
"Oh,
there, you were not
yeah."
part of my life, you were not, things like that.
That's what we are talking about yesterday. I said
Yes.
the child is mentally depressed or something. So, there are also children that blame their parents for the way their life turned out. But you see, there's something Jacinta said, which for me, I think that's something that has stuck with me for a while. Life is a choice. It's the way you lay your bed, you sleep on it.
No, but these kids, do they know that?
No, but when you grow up, after a while, you should realize that you can't keep blaming your parents for certain things that you did.
And guess what? Those ones that blame their parents turn out to be worse than their parents.
Yes. You can't you can't maybe let's say maybe when you are still foolish, you don't know your left from your right and you're blaming your parents. But when you grow older and you make certain decisions, how exactly are your parents to blame?
But guess what? My question is, if your parents were not in your life and you knew that your parents were not in your life and you didn't want to be that kind of person, why didn't your brain tell you, you know what? I don't want to be like this person. Let me do things differently.
It's just like a girl that goes at 16 to get pregnant. How is your mother or your father to blame for that? You made you made the decision. No, it's the truth. You made the decision to.
No, I'm calling her because she's a counselor.
You made the decision to.
Because this one is disturbing my mental space right now.
No, but it's the truth. How do you blame your child for that?
But guess what? You see, this life is funny. I know somebody that got pregnant. And they said, how did you get pregnant? She now said, no, that she didn't have sex. So
Oh, what did she do?
exactly, that they said sex. They have to have sex on the bed. But it was on the table.
Oh.
So you see, trust me, the things we hear. So
Are crazy.
So you'll be shocked that child didn't know that she'll get pregnant. That's why I said the story.
Stop it.
He said, stop it.
Even when
What are you talking about? Some people don't know. Listen,
you have conversations.
Aware. No, you are aware. You understand?
No.
You spoil. That make you know.
No.
Yes.
My mother had conversation. Do you know what my mother told me? My mom told me that a man must not even touch you.
Because
if a man touches you now, you're seeing your period, you
pregnant.
get pregnant. I kid you not. That's exactly what my mother told me. And my mom did not even say you have to have
this
sex.
person, they told her that if they sleep with you on the bed, you will get pregnant.
So she held on to the bed. She forgot the sleeping aspect
So
and
but
held
if
on
they
to the
sleep
bed.
with you
if they sleep with you
On the-
standing or on the chair.
table, you won't get.
So please,
Raka, what are we talking about, my God? For God's sake, what is this?
No, but that's very ridiculous.
no, but seriously. So my
How can
no,
how can the parents tell their kids that
we don't know,
if they sleep
Jacinta, we
with
don't
you
know
on the
who
bed,
said what.
so
Jacinta,
she
you're
thought
thinking that
if
you're
she does
thinking
it standing, what's
no,
that?
but Jacinta, you're thinking it's the parents. Maybe the parents didn't have time, so she heard it somewhere. You never can tell. But trust me, what I'm trying to say,
Can you
I'm
see my
fighting.
facial expression?
I'm fighting for that child right now. I'm fighting for that child right now, Jacinta. That child did not know that if she had sex, she was going to get pregnant.
Wow.
Take it to court.
Just like Michelle said, when I was growing up, they had told me if someone touches my waist, I'll get pregnant.
Honestly, that's what my mom told
Yeah.
me. If they, my
So
mom
they-
did not even. She just said if they touch you,
But do you think that there's anybody that will think that do you think there's anybody that wants to get pregnant? Nobody wants to get pregnant. You're the sweet you.
they just a sweet. When it's sweeting you, the consequences is 9 months down the road now.
You know? So, but my point is, if
What point?
Jacinta, Michelle, stop looking at me. But seriously, I've heard crazy stories that, people tell after these things, and you're like, how? How?
And Franca, everything is a choice. Prioritizing, balancing your home.
So, but you can't say
prioritizing
the
is a choice.
16-year-old girl thing is a choice.
So who do you blame? Are you telling me that a 16-year-old girl does not know that you have sex, you get
Jacinta,
pregnant?
who do we blame?
It's how
Oh
you're
my
putting
God.
Jacinta on the
First
spot
of
for me.
all, 16. First of all, what are 16-year-old girls or boys? What are they trying to decide? They don't know anything.
Okay.
They're supposed to still be under the tutelage of their parents.
Exactly. And guess what? That 16-year-old girl that got pregnant is a 28-year-old boy that got her pregnant.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So, Jacinta, please, who is at fault?
Wait, in this our modern day,
That what?
in this
First
21st
of all,
century,
that boy should be jailed, right? Because she's
she's
not
a
an
minor.
adult.
Yeah.
What are you
She's a
talking
minor.
about?
No,
She
that
should be
is
jailed,
she
first of
a
all.
16-year-old of the 21st century?
You know your secondary school girl, we go beat married woman.
So if she's a 16-year-old girl of the 21st,
Oh, Jess, you were not on air that day.
No,
Jacinta?
no.
So there's
No.
a story that was everywhere. A married woman went to confront the husband's girlfriend, teenage girlfriend,
lover.
in secondary school. And the girl beat the woman. Better beating, no.
She did.
Wow.
Beat her, threw her on the floor. If I'm correct, secondary
Wow.
school, you get out of secondary school at 17.
16. Actually.
16, 17. So that's the age.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
So
saying.
Exactly.
Is there no sort of wait?
The person
Oh
who is
my
married,
God.
how old is the person who is married? 28? Or even 30?
So you see, we're saying the same thing.
Exactly.
The girl is a 16-year-old of
But
the
she doesn't know
21st
that she can
century
get
that doesn't know she
pregnant.
can get. Stop it. She does know.
Jess,
No,
when we
now
asked
let's-
Jess now, when
let's
we just
call
asked-
a
no,
spade
but
a
when we
spade.
just asked Jess now, she said, for crying out loud, a 16-year-old.
If you were 16-year-old of my own generation, I can understand. Not 16-year-olds of this present generation.
But guess
No,
what?
but let's be honest
No.
here. I think what is happening in this situation about that 16-year-old girl beating up that man, the wife, is the society that we are in. In a different society, in a developed society, that cannot even play because first of all,
impossible.
there's a crime. There's a
The girl that
crime.
beat up the.
Yeah, where was it? Did it
Do
happen
you
in
understand?
Nigeria?
Was it in Nigeria? I can't remember.
Did that thing
Where
happen
did
in
it happen?
Nigeria?
I can't
It
remember.
wasn't in Nigeria.
I can't remember. But she beat
But I
on
can
the
bet
road
you
for that
it's
matter.
it's
It
in
was
one of these
Kenya. It was
undeveloped
Kenya
countries.
or somewhere.
Now,
but
okay, now
African
you're
country.
talking now because in a normal society, that's a crime. That's a case already. That can even happen, So it just
But
boils
what-
down to the society.
Jessica,
See, our
in the first
environment,
place,
our
what made the
community
woman
also
go to go and
matters a lot.
confront the lady?
No, but see, I actually, the day we had this conversation, I was so upset. But again,
I'm not a believer of that, though.
Let's go back to balancing life. Because this guy was trying to balance his life and his family, his work life.
I'm not a believer of that.
So
If
you
you
saying
have-
that? So you saying that extracurricular activities outside of the marriage is balancing
But that's
work life balance?
But that's what they tell us. That's what they tell us in Nigeria and in Africa.
that the
So, but
man
let's be
is
honest,
stressed.
that's a topic to actually look at,
Yes,
because
but that the
are you
man
then
is
saying
stressed,
that
he
cheating
needs
on
to
your
get
spouse
away.
is a way of you balancing your life?
Yes, cheating is a
Wow,
way
look
of
at that.
balancing life.
But that's wrong.
Really?
But that's what it
But
is.
That's wrong.
Okay, so
and that's
let's
what
see
it's
the video.
about,
Jacinta, that's the
isn't it?
video.
I'm actually looking at it. So you're
Yeah,
telling
that's
me
it.
now that this 16-year-old girl is just trying to,
I say he
keep
beats the
her
woman.
protect the man's work-life balance. Is that what she's doing?
See now.
Really? Wow. But Franca, I think but imagine the psychological impact or effect this young girl is going to grow up under. Like, imagine
But
what's
what do you
like.
mean that
I can't start to imagine the kind of life that she's living and the kind of mentors she has. I don't know who's telling her anything, because you should be ashamed.
But why are we not
You
talking
should
about
be
the fact that the
ashamed
woman
of your
shouldn't have gone to
actions.
live with
That
them
even
in
when
the
the
first
lady
place?
comes or walks up to you, you will walk away, far away from her.
But what if the lady even
And
went to
not
speak to her, thinking that, oh, young girl, you shouldn't be doing this?
You know, to be honest, Madam Franca, I don't think I'm not one of the people that subscribe to if someone's husband has a side chick, as they call it these days. I don't have a business with you. I have a business with my husband.
See, let me tell you the truth. Like Jacinta said, we're going to have balancing life and how cheating helps in balancing life. And
It doesn't help. It messes up everything.
Jacinta, do you agree that it messes up everything?
It messes up everything. Do you know when
to be honest,
somebody said to
I
me
would
that
say
side
I agree
chicks,
and I disagree.
side chicks.
Oh, please, we have 2 minutes, but Jacinta, please talk. I want to give you 1 minute to finish this thing.
You agree and disagree what?
Jacinta, please
Because
explain.
let's be honest with you, yeah?
Yeah?
Listen, see, regardless of marriage or whatever we call this thing, see, we take life too seriously sometimes. The man that is how he expresses himself, or that's how he takes out the steam from work. Let him.
We need to actually have this conversation. And Jacinta
we
has to
have
be,
Jacinta, we're going to have this
because
conversation
Jacinta
again.
is saying stuff
Now
that I don't
it's going to be a
understand.
battle between you and
No, but
Michelle.
it's
Because
true.
what is she saying?
It's
No,
going
but
to
you
be
know why? Listen, he's making a choice, but there are still consequences to his
Jacinta,
actions,
today is
regardless.
balancing work and this thing. This
not
is
cheating, not cheating, balancing.
Not this is
cheating,
balancing work and family, not this thing. We really do need to have that conversation, honestly. Because how does she tell me that she agrees and then she disagrees?
Because the man will tell you that. I know men who tell you that
Madam
if
Franca,
they were
that-
not cheating, their marriage would have been
That
would
is
have ended
wrong.
by now.
I don't.
Yes,
There are some
true.
women that say, as
Yeah.
long as he comes back to me, as long as I am the
Sweetie,
one
you know
in the
that
house,
some
that is
women don't
wrong
even
mentality
mind
and that is wrong thinking.
Husband that is cheating
No,
needs to
but
see
see,
psychologist.
but there's no wrong, there's no right.
No,
there's
Michelle,
wrong and there's
what's
right
wrong,
in this
what's
world.
Husband
right?
needs to see a
Jessica,
therapist.
no.
Wife
There's
has
no
to see a
right.
therapist. Bottom
There's
line,
no
both
wrong,
of them
there's
are
no right.
sick.
I don't know what Jessica is telling me. There's no wrong, there's no right. There's wrong and there's right.
But please, if you marry, just have your mind that okay, cheating will help you. Please. So please note that please you can call in if you don't want.
No, we need to have that conversation.
You can call in.
And you're not going to be on Zoom when we're having that conversation. You are going to be sitting down beside me so that I can be looking at you.
Eyeball to eyeball.
Yes, let her tell me how.
Please, you can send us an email. You can send an email to us on counsel@vedaconsult.com to share your stories and tell us what you're going through. And trust me, somebody from the team will reach out to you immediately. See you on Monday.